Happy Sunday, dear televiewers. Thanks for joining us on today's edition of your favorite Sunday live show, Maluko. When you see the set has already changed, it is evidence of the fact that we are having a very special edition. Today's guest is a rare gem when it comes to Cameroonian entertainment and Cameroonian music, to be precise. Well, music itself, music production. He is an multiple award-winning Cameroonian artist, singer, songwriter, and of course record label owner. But I cannot really let the cat out of the bag. This is just to tell you to please stay glued to your TV screens. And on today's edition of Maluko, like we do every other edition, we are going to be bringing to you our regular segments such as Vox Pop, Discovery, Glamour, Kitchen, and lots more. So we are telling you to tell someone that, hey, it is going down and they shouldn't miss out on today's edition of the program.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Alphabet Records.
Thank you so much.
Let me show you around.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Wow.
little space, more effective. Outside there, we were just at the reception. This is our office space.
Okay.
Nothing much to see here. Just
a lot to see. Looks really nice.
Just
nice design.
Thank you. And
Zoom into this Alphabet Records.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And look up here. You see? So now we are in the studio.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So this is the studio itself, and this is
beautiful.
This is where the magic happens. This
definitely looks magical.
It's like my second home.
Wow.
I spend most of my life in this space.
I always see you doing your live videos from here, doing a lot of sound.
Sitting, just working and producing and doing stuff. And next we're going to the live room.
Before we go.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at the Afrima Awards.
Oh yeah. And this is just one of them of a lot of awards.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can have this.
Yeah. Wow. Afrima 2019.
The next one is a Grammy, I promise you.
Of course, it has to
Inshallah.
be.
Yeah, I promise you that.
Awesome, we know for sure.
Yeah, that is coming.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. So, well, Alphabet Record Studio.
Okay.
Let's go to to the next room.
Okay.
And there is a lot of disorder here, but this right here is our live room.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we sit here, we work, we do live music. This is where I rehearse for all my life. Don't mind, there's a lot of disorder here, but we are always here, like 6, 7, 8 of us.
It's a very big setup.
Yeah, we always here like 6, 7, 8 of us working, doing music and preparing for the tour that might be coming soon. Family Man tour. It's coming very soon. So yeah, this is Alphabet Records.
How long did it take you to set all of this up? Because it looks like from when something is living here, it's already the finished product. You have everything you need in here.
Yeah. It took about 3 years.
Wow.
To put the whole structure together. When the war sent us away from the southwest, it was a real challenge to get a new place, to set up. Like it was like starting live all over. I was just from building in Boya. I didn't use it for 6 months, and then we come to Douala, and I got a place first somewhere else, which was a mess because it was flooding and water got all my equipment destroyed. So I had to start over and over again, and in 3 years, it took just 3 years, and yeah, this place
and
is
how much did it cost?
A lot of money. A lot of money. It's in the hundreds of millions.
Wow.
It looks. It's not a joke, and I can tell you that with every assurance, because it's my money. I don't have a a benefactor or a parent or somebody, but yeah, it's very important. I think every artist, every producer, every label needs a space.
Yeah.
To work music, to create music, to train talent, to train talent. And we are in a business of performance, not just music. So that's why I have a live room to add up to that. so that when we do the music, when we're done doing the music, we go straight to the performance. That's where the money is.
Oh, that.
And that's what
We're
Cameroon
going to be
doesn't.
talking
That's
about
what
that.
Cameroon doesn't know.
That's what we're going to be talking about.
The
We
real
need to
money.
know where the real money is. Very, very important. Wow. This is awesome.
Oh, thank.
Beautiful.
Thank.
Thank you once again for letting us into what you would consider or we consider for you a home.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like your comfort space.
It is my home.
Yeah. So would love to begin from the genesis. Yes, would love for you to tell us, take us way, way back. Tell us about your early days in music. How did you find music, or how did music find you?
Well, my story is a very long one, but I started. I come from a pastor's home. My dad is a pastor, and who says pastor's son? You can be sure is exposed to music somehow in church, of course, which is probably one of the main suppliers of musicians everywhere in the world, everywhere around the world, and yeah. So I grew the love of music in church and started especially loving how music was approached by some of the great gospel artists that I always loved. Don Moen, Ron Kenoly, Lenny LeBlanc, especially for his songwriting. That is where it started for me, and many more gospel artists. And then I fell in love with songwriting, especially. And slowly, I started getting into playing instruments. I wasn't allowed, but I loved it so much that I had to just put my head into it, jump into it, and started doing it. And I started learning how to play the keyboard, learning how to play the drums. Uh, Next thing was when I got in the university in 2005. I went to Yaoundé to school, and that's where I really started becoming a musician. I was already a songwriter. Then I took my piano seriously, learned how to play the piano like really good. And I was a music director, choir director in church, writing, using some of my songs. I still have some songs that I wrote that are
Wow.
popular in churches in Yaoundé that people use. They don't even know where it came from. But yeah, started being a music director, choir in church. And then because of music, I got punished by my parents.
Oh.
Yeah, because they thought I was going crazy over music, and they heard I wasn't going to school the way I was supposed to go. For a child that was supposed to be a medical doctor, it was a big hit for my parents, who did not accept it. And so in 2006, December 2006, I went for holidays, and my father decided I was not going to go back to school. I was not going to go back to Yaoundé because I was going crazy, according to him, because of music. So I stayed at home from December 2006 to August till October 2007. And when asked to go back, I told my dad I couldn't go back to do medical studies. I wanted to go and do a normal degree in zoology in the University of Boya. So I left and went to Boya, and that is when I came in contact with the studio. I started learning. I started going to the studio. The first studio that I was visiting was Chilean Music back in the days in Boya. My good friend Tembi Cornelius used to work there and took me there. And after some time, he told me, okay, you know, Chilean music is good, but there is a better place for you, for people with the kind of abilities that you have to learn music. So Tembi Cornelius and Dr. Slee took me to M1 Studios to meet Emin Gumba, because Emin Gumba was a musician, like a full musician. He was a pianist, he's a guitarist, and a producer. And for me, who was already a musician, a full-scale musician, playing piano, singing, playing guitar, playing drums, and I mean, like really an instrumentalist. It was better for me to learn under somebody that was an instrumentalist. Most of the people at Chilean Music back in the days just used to click on software and produce good sounds, of course, but for somebody like me who was a musician, it was better to learn under somebody that had the same kind of abilities that I had. And that is how in 2007, sometime ending 2007, I found myself in M1 Studios. And like magic, 1 month, 2 months after, I started producing music. And it was many years of production. I produced for so many artists. I really cannot remember.
Let's stay with the production, if you
Yeah,
could. With Legend, a lot of Legend records
yeah.
have it that you produce for a lot of Bikuti and Makossa
Makossa artists.
artists.
Yeah.
Who are some of those that you can remember producing for?
Well, I think in my early days, I worked with Annie Answer. I worked with Narcisse Price. I worked with Manu Dibango. I worked with Harin Jo. I worked with Sergio Polo. Uh, wow, it's so many, yeah. And it's so long.
Well, when some of those their songs blew up, and well, they didn't really know that it was you, Salatiel, behind those songs blowing up. How did you feel? Or you were
Well,
like, okay, it's okay, it's fine.
many people in Cameroon discovered the person Salatiel, I think after 2015. But I'd been working in the background on most of the music, especially those of us that are from the Southwest. Uh, Most of the heat from the Southwest passed through my hands.
Wow.
And I'm not just talking about the urban music, but also traditional music. In M1 Studio, I had the chance to work with so many artists like Bateniko. A lot of Bateniko hits passed through my hands. Tata Kinge hits, a lot of it passed through my hands.
Wow.
Brother Solo albums. The Tamande Maria Chahe, all those albums passed through my hands. The UB Choir, A Sangsu, I did a couple of albums for most of the choirs in Boya. And Wesdon Ajebota. That was one of my jobs too. If you listen to Ajebota, if you meet Wesdon's least voice, every other voice that is happening behind that song is my voice. I did all the backups, all the Ajebo, oh, I mean, it was so many Kumba guys, Big G, all most of the guys. And I come from an era where having a production tag wasn't a thing. Yeah, you were cool with the fact that you do songs and the songs are big, you know. But having a tag like this on the beat, I think I was one of the people that actually started putting Salatiel on the beat, because when I started doing my own thing, I realized at a certain point that there were a lot of songs that I did, that I produced, that I wrote, that I was even singing, that some people took and didn't give credit for. Yeah, we started having those kind of problems. I remember back in the days we produced in Boya. Sometimes for better sound, we wanted to mix and master in Douala, and an artist is going to come to the studio, take a song that you produced, comes to Douala and says he produced or somebody else produced or stuff. So I started having a lot of those kind of things. Yeah, and it hit me that it was important to start selling myself as a producer. So after so many years of production, for me, it's always just been a pride and joy to know that, okay, I'm that good. I did this song. This was a hit song. This was my production. This was my production. But it got to a point where you realize that you are not just a producer. You are a full brand. And people take advantage of such things sometimes with the go away with works, and it goes to royalties, it goes to everything, not just about talking, because I'm not so much interested in the praises that is given to my name. I'm interested in where the money is going to come from, and it's about royalties. So if somebody takes away your song and says they produced it, then they get your royalties. So at a certain point in time, I just had to decide that I wanted to start putting my name. Then I created a tag, Salatiel, on the beat. That was sometime around, I don't know, 2015, 2014, 15. After about 6, 7 years of producing so many songs, I mean, right up to Hannah Ewone, uh, which artist is in Southwest on that I didn't choose? Bob Gala, Didier, all these guys. I mean, like a whole fleet of guys, Amumba, and yeah, I did work with a lot of people, a lot of people.
Wow.
I can't really count, I can't remember, but if we have to make a list, we're going to sleep here.
Well, let's not talk about one of your songs that to date, when that song airs, whether it's on radio or it's on TV, many people would say this is a song that made me discover Salatiel.
Oh
Fab Kolo blew up. And when you were doing that song, when you recorded that song, you ever thought at the back of your mind that this song could become big, or this song can become my very first hit?
Well, that's what being a professional is knowing when you have a hit in your hands. I think most of the hit songs that I've written and put out there, I knew they were hits when I wrote them. I knew they were potential hits. Now, the promotion goes a long way to sell them, but you know you have a song that is possible to make it. And I did Fab Kolo sometime around 2014. That's when I recorded the song. And I did Fab Kolo at a time when, as an artist, I started touring in Europe. I was mostly doing soul music, reggae, soul music tours, festivals left and right, all over Europe. And I never really wanted to do street Cameroonian music like that. I wanted to brand myself as what you would have from, I don't know, Asha or Risha Bona was doing, you know, like something really, really international. I had an album called Live and Us that I was touring for 3 years, 2013, 14, and 15 with the album, and did some shows, some reggae festivals, some really big reggae festivals around the world. And but what I found out there was when you come begging out there, you would end up begging for long. I had started something really good in Cameroon with as a producer, as a singer. I wasn't interested in producing local hits or stuff like that. When I wanted to do local hits, I did it through Mr. Leo, who was my artist. So we write these songs, and it was Mr. Leo that was out there already since 2013. But when I came back in 2014 after my tour, I decided that I needed to make a name for myself here. And if this is going to be my primary market, I needed to do a song that is going to sell here. So I started writing so many local songs. First of all, was not for me to sing because I wasn't really interested. I had my soul album, my reggae albums, and everything going on. I was already selling music and from shows in Europe. So I decided that I was going to start releasing this kind of songs, and an opportunity came up. There was this competition, MTN Make the Music,
Yeah.
and the demands of this competition was urban music, like local urban music, which was really popping up back then. That was 2014. Before 2014, we already had Jovi. We'd done for quite like 3 years old already, and 1 year ago, Stanley Eno was just out with Hempe. So local urban music was popping up for rappers first. So it was a challenge for me as a singer and as a complete artist that could rap, that could sing, that could produce, to find a formula for singing artists in Cameroon. So I came back and I did Fab Kolo and presented it at the MTN competition. And surprisingly, it was the winning song. I won with that song from that competition. And I decided to start my career with urban pop music, with Cameroonian pop sounding music with Fab Kolo. And I think it was a special one. I didn't write Fab Kolo for myself to sing. I wanted to give it to Stanley Yeno. We didn't agree on, he didn't want to sing the song. He had his reasons for not singing the song. But when he said no to that project, I decided, okay, I told myself straight, this song is going to be a hit in my hands. If it's not a hit in my hands, it's not going to be a hit anyway. I wouldn't give this song to anybody. As many songs as I write and give out to people, I will not give this particular song to somebody, and I'm going to start myself a solo career for Cameroonian pop music, for Cameroonian urban music with Fab Kolo, and it was a good decision.
Awesome. So let's now talk about the creation of Alpha Beta
Yeah.
Records. How did that happen? Was it your sole idea? Were you having a conversation with others and say, you know what, let's just create a record label, and
Well,
how did it go?
I was working in M1 Studio, which was a studio with a different characteristics. It was a very commercial studio, so which gave me the opportunity to become the musician that I am today. You cannot surprise me with any genre of music because M1 was the place that received every kind of artist. It doesn't matter the genre, from the traditional to the most urban. So I decided at one point I don't want to keep just working for money. I want to have my own projects going on. So I decided to have a. It started. Alpha Beta Records started with in my room, in my small room in my house in Boya, and I even begged for a computer from Leo. He had an old computer, one Pentium 2 or one Pentium 3. I don't remember, and which I took and bought some RAMs and bought it, and I mean, hooked it up and started using it in my house and started producing songs. Before I started producing songs in the house and then going to M1 Studio to mix and master them. But after some time, started getting equipment. So one other person helped me to set up my first studio. That was CFX. Yeah, he gave me some speaker and he borrowed me his piano, which I used for a year or 2 years before giving him back and buying mine. So that is how the idea of Alpha Beta Records started. And I was already working with Mr. Leo, giving him vocal training every day, sometimes at my house, sometimes at M1 Studio. But M1
Where did you
Studio,
people meet? You and
we
Mr.
no
Leo?
we met in 2007. He was a student at Salvation Bilingual High School. He was part of the school choir.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother was a teacher in Salvation Bilingual High School and was interested in the choir and wanted to produce an album for the choir. So he called me in as a music director to help. That's where I met Bless B. That's where I met Mr. Leo in that same choir. Yeah, and so we worked on this album. I had already started working with Mr. Leo, like training and everything for so many years, but I needed a space where we could actually experiment what we want to experiment, more that where I could express my own music, and I couldn't do that in M1 Studio, which was a commercial studio that received so many clients, everyday clients, and different groups and different kind of people. I needed a space that was more settled. So slowly started developing the idea of having a studio in my house, and that studio in my house finally transformed to Alpha Beta Records. It went from my house to two houses, and one was completely dedicated for a studio. And I mean, we started with Mr. Leo, with my experience on from my group, Datrill, which we won the Nescafe African Revelation in 2010. But I had been working on the album of Datrill, and not just the album, but the promotion of Datrill. And I got to learn a lot from our manager back in the days, who was Shinwa Yonke, about how to promote music in Cameroon, how to sell music in Cameroon. That is when I understood that you cannot just sit down in Boya and put out music and expect people to enjoy the music no matter how good the music was. So we started a strategy of going out, leaving Boya, coming for 1 week to Douala, find a friend that is a DJ that is going to show us other DJs, go from club to club, distribute the music, like really walk door to door, everywhere music is played. We started doing the work, but that while working in the house. But the one good thing was the music was good. The music is good, and when the music is good, all you need to do next is to put it out there. So that's how Alpha Beta Records started, and before I knew it, in a couple of years, I decided to give it a name. You know, Alpha Beta Records was the name we chose. Mr. Leo was the first artist of Alpha Beta Records. Like I told you, I wasn't much interested in operating in the Cameroonian sphere, so I was selling my music outside. Mr. Leo was the Afro,
Frontline
yeah,
artist.
like the mainstream artist of Alpha Beta Records. I was touring outside, and yeah. Then when I came back in 2014, well, we launched Alpha Beta Records in 2013. When I did my first tour in Europe, and I found out that we need to create a base, which was supposed to be Cameroon, and I released the first song from Alpha Beta Records, which was Mr. Leo Zigo Beta. that was available. And when I came back after this tour, I decided I need to release some of the pop songs that I have produced and that I have. Give some out, yes, of course, to other artists, Leo, other people, but release some of the pop songs to start up a pop career in Cameroon. And yeah, we started it, and before we knew it, it became, in a couple of years, 1 year, 2013 to 2015, and by 2015, it was already a big thing.
Yes,
It was already a big thing. We built a studio in Boya. We produced so many other artists in association, like the Daphnes. You know, I worked as a music director for Daphne's career for 3 years, 2000, from Calais to Doucement, and local, like many other artists, and Alphabeta Records quickly and swiftly became a household name before we knew it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it became a household name, but during its creation, or when you guys finally put it up and it was running, what was your original vision for it? How did you envisage that the future would look like for the record label?
Well, for me, the future was clear. It was create a name for ourselves, make a name for ourselves in Cameroon, and because charity begins at home, they say, create a name for ourselves and then take it out there, take it from Cameroon and cross over to other cities, to other countries, and take it out to the rest of the world eventually. That was for me personally, as an artist, it was really like just make a name for myself to go out there and hustle, which is what I've been doing, for so many years now.
Awesome. Do you miss Mr. Leo, Askia, Bless B? You guys, we used to look at you guys like one big, happy, sweet family.
Well, there were good times. Those were excellent times, but I think change is something that is permanent. Growth comes with changes, and I think what happened was necessary for all of us, myself and other artists, to see something different and experience something different. Maybe better, maybe worse, but just to experience something different. I miss that energy that we had when we started working together. But there is a start for everything. There is a building of everything. There is an end to everything.
Sure.
And I think we had a great adventure together. We had a really great adventure together. Learned a lot of things. I would have loved for things to continue a little bit more, because the vision wasn't complete when we separated, when Mr. Leo, for example, decided to go do his own label. I think it was just going to continue the work which we had started, and for some of the artists, the work wasn't complete. I think it wasn't complete. It wasn't ripe enough. The time wasn't right. It wasn't ripe enough, but happens, and it was a good thing. It was a good thing. I think today it's clear. Everybody is able to see the ups and the downs of us being together and not being together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching a Maloko special with multiple award-winning Cameroonian singer, songwriter, and of course a record label owner. And as you can see, he decided to open his doors to us. We are more than privileged. In fact, we are sitting in very high places right about now. And it's time for us to talk about his latest body of work. And this was the very first gift we received the moment we got in here. It's time for Family Man. It is Family Man o'clock. That is what everybody's talking about. First of all, I must commend you. The moment you released this, I was like, wow, what a cover art. It just captured the essence of the title. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you do music, there is a lot that needs to go alongside it to sell the music, image and everything. And I am just privileged to work with the best. that we have around.
Yeah.
The cover art was realized by three people that I consider some of the best. Alengan, who was the person doing the picture, assisted by my personal photographer, Mr. Fon Amal, Fat Pictures. And the artwork, the design of the artwork was done by Jacques Napier, who did the very beautiful artwork for Closer that everybody
Oh, yes,
appreciated.
yes.
Yeah, which is who is one of a which is kind of a gem that I found in Cameroon that many people don't talk about. But these are the three people that put their heads together with the rest of the team to realize that beautiful image and capture the essence of the word family man.
Awesome. But why family man? What were you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Well, they say the family is the center of every community, of every society. If you want to build a nation, start with the family. If you want to kill a nation, start with the family.
The basic unit.
Yeah, it's the basic unit of any society, of any community, any country, any nation. And as time goes on, family values get lost in our world. They get diluted, they get compromised in many ways. And family man for me was a state of mind that hit me during the COVID period. I have been out there doing a lot of things, doing music, busy being an international artist, doing my work, going up and down. But when COVID came, it was kind of a break for everybody. And for me, it was a special break because that was the first time that I actually sat down and analyzed what I represent to the people that I mean something to on personal basis, not just my blood family, but even the people that I work with, the people that I put out there in terms of music. I mean, you talked about Alphabeta Records. It's really was a family thing, and to me, my greatest joy has been to contribute in the lives of people that are people on their own account today, people that are able to support their families, build their families, make money. I mean, we started from zero, and in a matter of years, we had artists. I mean, Mr. Leo was able to buy himself a car, support for family, to build house, and start taking family responsibilities. And for me, the COVID period was very special because a lot of things were on the way during COVID that broke down, and everything slowed down so much that I started seeing and getting closer even to the family that I already had and that I'd already been with. But I had to analyze, looking at it from the perspective of, okay, the reason why I'm stressed, the reason why I have a sleepless night, the reason why I work hard, the reason why I love is to take care of these people that matter to me.
Family.
Family. And when I say family, I'm not just talking about my immediate family, my parents, no, I'm talking about everybody that surrounds me, that I work with, that is my family, every fan, every person. And I started looking into these things and I wanted to address, it's a very personal album for me because in these songs, in the music and everything, I was really talking about every emotion that I had, being one of those people that is the center of my family, my blood family, and not just my blood family, but everybody that surrounds me, the people that I work with, the people that I help, other children that maybe I send to school, which are not from family. I mean, like that responsibility, the reason why you want to wake up every morning, go and hustle, the reason why you want to make more money, the reason why you want to make it in life is because you want to see the people that you care about be better. You want to make their lives better. At least they should be better than me in the times. And I came up with that title, Family Man, which is an album for love and hustle, which is an album for why we hustle. We hustle because we love, and to me, that is the definition of what a family man is.
Awesome. And we have 11 soundtracks. We have Family Table, the intro, which was amazing.
Oh,
When I saw that, I was like, wow. There's always
thank
something
you.
about your work. It is always so nicely done to the tiniest detail. I must commend you and the team. We have
Oh,
Family Man,
thank you.
which recently dropped. We have Touché featuring
Mimi.
Mimi. We have L'Argent est bon. We have
Yeah,
Feelings. We have
yeah,
Closer featuring Charlotte Dipanda.
yeah,
Sucré Nouveau. We have Ça va aller. Hustle. C'est pas l'amour featuring Eddie.
yeah.
First Lady featuring Loco.
Loco.
What motivated the choice of the persons that you featured? And this time around, you were mostly at home.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to do an album. My first album was having a lot of international collaborations.
Yes.
I had Tenny, I had Stoneboy, I had Southsea Soul, I had Soul Banks from Guinea, and it's my second album. And I always like every album of mine to have a different color, a different setup, a different. And who's talking about family is talking about close. I wanted to do an album with collaborations of people that are closer to me than just the world, like really close to me. It was COVID period. Movement was very, very restricted, and that is when you do family things. I think all of us, everybody in the world can testify that the COVID period brought people that were already closer to appreciate themselves and appreciate what they represent in each and every person's life, and bring them closer. So I wanted to do a collaboration with people that are around. Hit up Charlotte Dipanda, and she was here. She was there, and I mean, it's family. Mimi, Loco, Eddie, these are all family people that I consider as family, like close people, and artists that are close, that are a little bit closer than just normal friends, but really family.
Awesome. That's great. Do you have a favorite soundtrack of this
Well,
body of work?
it's like asking a father to choose
The favorite child.
their
You've always
favorite
said
child.
it.
But I think one of my best songs on that album is Hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Hustle. I like the energy. I like the message is pretty clear. Wake up every day, hustle, and believe that God is there to guide your hustle, to see you through, to shine the light on whatever you're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how good you are. There is also grace.
Awesome. Very, very true. So let's you've given us highlights of the creative process, and but walk us through some of the challenges in the course of doing this, of putting all of this together.
Well, first of all, before I do an album, if you see a 10-track album, you should know there's at least 100 songs I have to choose from. That's how much I work, because I work every day. Like we said, this is my office, this is my studio, but it's my second home. I mean, it's my home. It's more home than my home itself because I spend most of the time there. So it was really about choosing the right songs, to explain the whole concept of family man. And I don't work alone on my albums. I have very exceptional musicians, like Marcien Oyono, who is my guitarist, who did an excellent job. If you listen through that album, you're going to hear some really excellent work on guitars by Marcien Oyono, and other musicians that I work with, other producers like Dre Boy, Sango Edi, that I call when I need some 808 and some real hip hop touch, or Loni, that I call when I mean, today with all the amapiano and dance music that goes around, he's an expert in that. So it was really just managing a team and putting it together to put up a beautiful piece of work that says a story, that recounts a story. And the whole process for me, the biggest challenge working a project like this in Cameroon is having a professional team that is going to understand the vision that you have from the beginning to the end, because we are just about 30% into the project Family Man. into the release of the project Family Man. We just dropped a couple of singles that I already know now. They're like Sucré Nouveau, Closer, Ça va aller, Family Man that just dropped. But seeing it through to the end, because the album don't just it's not just about an album or dropping an album and putting music out there. It's also about going out there and giving people an experience of that music, you know, a live experience, a real experience. And we're just starting into the process. I think the challenge is more about the bigger picture, the process, seeing it through. We are still going through that process. We're done with the creative process. We are still going through the promotion process that also has a lot of creative work to do and a lot of standards. If you look at the work from the picture to the packaging to everything about the album, it's really working. I'm trying to do my music and work my projects at international standards, no matter what is going on in the Cameroonian space.
Awesome. We love that for you. So let's shift a little bit from a family man. You have what many Cameroonians term, which everyone would agree, is the biggest collaboration we've had. Having featuring or being in a song with Beyonce and Pharrell Williams, and that's just gone down history like that. Please bring us back. We would love to have a real feel of what it was like being brought on this project and knowing that your name is going to go down history as the very first Cameroonian that had a soundtrack with these legends.
Yeah, it is it's a beautiful thing. I think to me the biggest there is no, I always say there is no real story behind my collaboration with Beyonce. There is no real story behind how it happened. It just happened. It just happened. I was just here and one day got a call, Beyonce's team, and before we could even check it to know, I mean, we got a mail. Before we could look into the mail, we got a call and it ended up to be legit. It turned out to be real legit. And I found myself in a project that, I mean, I could envisage that coming. You don't work hard to fail. I could envisage that coming in some time, but it came so quick and in such a good way, because I got a call from Beyonce itself. I didn't go to her to do a collaboration. She came to me. And Beyonce is Beyonce. We're talking about Queen B. She's one of the biggest pop acts we have around the world in terms of female artists. Pharrell Williams is one of my idols that before I started doing music, I admired every work that he did and everything that he did for the industry. So it was a big thing. And it's just one of those things that happen in an industry for Cameroon generally. Like one of those time stamps that, like you said, goes down in history. Like we saw maybe Cameroonian artists winning an MTV Base Awards, which also is one of those things. We have a few of those things that have happened in Cameroon. That goes a long way to tell Cameroonians, we have it here. We just have to believe in it, and we have to be proud of it, and we have to market it with the confidence that it is supposed to be marketed with. We don't have to go looking for it elsewhere. We instead have to take it to that elsewhere. We have it all here.
I like that. I like that line. So, please, you've done it all. For many persons,
I don't think I've done it all.
Well, you've almost done it all. Permit me say that. You've almost done it all. You have you started a record label from nothing, had a successful one, trained a lot of artists, still working with a lot of them, responsible for the successes of many. You have a successful career, from bodies of work to collaborations to touring the world and just doing so many things. So please tell us, we were having that conversation, but much in a very lighter note, where is the real money found in this music business?
Well, music business is a very complex business, and like every other business, it takes a lot of learning about it and knowing it more than a Facebook comment thread. Let me just put it that way. Like just knowing it because you did it, because you've done it, because you've tried it, because and right now being a Cameroonian artist, well, of course there's some money in digital distribution. We already know the situation of our digital space, which is not top compared to what is going on elsewhere. And so I wouldn't say if we have to compete with the rest of the world, it's just about digital space. But where I know the bigger money is in the people that are good at what they're doing. And when I say good at what you're doing, it has nothing to do with the star. Because there are two ways of being an artist. There is a star and there is the artist. So far, most of our showbiz for our urban music space is more about stardom. We don't really put in a lot of work into music. But let me just put it this way. Imagine an artist. I think last year, December, we had a guy like Richard Bona coming up and saying he had about 100 shows a year. Now take 100 shows and say he makes for an artist like Richard Bona. It would even be disrespectful to say what I want to say, but let's just put it at say $10,000 that he makes a show. Now multiply that by 100 shows, and you get $1,000,000. Now, there's no artist already, first of all, in Cameroon that is making $100 million from digital distribution. So, if you would ask me where the money comes from, it's mostly from performances. I can say that because I have tested it, I've seen it. I have been an artist that has, in terms of payment for shows, have taken up to $30,000 for show. I think my highest paid show till date has been up to $30,000. And now, if you are a performer, the only thing is, at that level, it has nothing to do with your stardom. It has nothing to do with how popular you are. It has everything to do about how good you are as a musician. And there's some musicians in Cameroon that we don't hear make a lot of noise, but that are making the most money. Some of those people are, we have guys like Blick Bassi, Richard Bona, which I just mentioned, Kares Fotso, who is quietly probably one of the richest artists that we have in Cameroon. Forget about all the Facebook hype and all the fake Forbes, whatever. That doesn't exist in our country. We are not that organized to say this person has this amount of money or this person has this amount of money. There is no tracking system. I think the only way to really track money that someone is going to make is from these systems, and there are people that are doing it at this level, which everybody wishes to do. I think if we want to transcend to that next level, we have everything it takes. We have the star power enough. I'm not saying we have the best star power that maybe an African country,
but it's good enough at
but
least.
it's good enough to go where we have to go. And I think the money is in the show, is on the road, is in the shows, is on the road. That's where the bigger money is for every artist. I'm talking even the biggest that we have, that we see from Africa today. They make more money from shows than every other thing. Brand ambassador, digital, and everything put together, because that's money which you mostly share completely, almost, or most of it goes to labels and, you know, to sponsor stuff. But where the money really comes is when you're able to sell, when people are able to buy tickets to come and see you perform, you know, like, and perform for real, not our little community things that we're used to seeing or what we're used to doing. I can tell you straight, the real money is in real performances. If you are a Cameroonian artist, and I don't know, we sometimes have a lot of exaggerations on our social media that can be very misleading to any young person that wants to do music. But if you want to do music, I would tell you, behind all the work you're putting in to be popular on digital platforms and everything, one thing that you need to know and that you need to do, and that you need to do when you have to do it, you need to do it well, is performing, representing your art. If they take you out of a place where most of the people are your fans and know your music, how do you represent yourself? And in that place, there is no compromise. Be Michael Jackson, if you can represent them, you're not going there. You're not going to do it. So I think the bigger money is mostly in the shows.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Well, we take that from you.
Yeah.
So, what is the most difficult thing about being an artist and a musician in this era?
I think for me, the music,
I meant producer and artist.
a producer
and
as
musician.
a producer and a musician. I mean,
Yes.
already in every era, in any era, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of focus to be those two things, because those are two separate jobs. It's like having two separate full-time jobs. So it takes a lot of time, it drains you with a lot of work. It doesn't give you time maybe for leisure or for other things which you would like to do.
What would you want to do that music is making impossible for you to do?
Well, I would probably want to travel more and visit the world more, not just as a musician. I mean, I go out there, I see the world, but I would like to have a lot more free time,
Okay.
for myself, or more, I would say more family time too. But being a musician and a producer takes a lot of time, and it's like two full-time jobs at the same time. And yeah, and for me, being somebody that is into quality musically, and as time goes on, it seems like it is a downside, but it's an upside at the same time, because lesser and lesser people are putting in work to do music. People are putting in so much work to be stars. Talked about buzz. I mean, you can see it in our space. A lot of talk, a lot of buzz, a lot of noise, but very few people are actually putting in the work to be musicians. And the public sometimes gets carried away by the noise, but it doesn't change the fact. The fact is that music is for musicians. The bigger artist, the bigger musician is the bigger musician. I don't know how to put it. If you are a footballer, the bigger footballer is the better footballer. It's just as easy as that. Just learn how to play football, learn the details, learn the tactics, learn how to show up in the moments that count. And besides being the star, so people are more focused on more and more on talk and stuff. But that is why I say there's a downside and there's an upside. The upside is it makes it easier for those that want to be musicians to stand out and to have more lasting career. The star is going to die out. It's hard to be a star for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
You're going to go old, you're going to die out, you're going to wear out. But the musician instead refines himself with time. As time goes on, you get paid more to
better
do
and
that
better.
thing. Better and better, and it's because you're actually doing what it takes. So it's a downside, it's an upside.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let us talk about should I say daunting experience, or should we put it something that probably would have been a breaking point for you? Was
Yeah.
there ever a time when you were like really, really low, maybe in your career or even mentally speaking, and you were struggling to say, you know what, I need to pick myself up, or probably I should just abandon this music or this production thing? Tell us about the lowest moments in your life or even in your career.
I've had some really low moments. One of the first was sometime early in my career. I was telling you why I decided to put a name tag on my work, because I had an experience of a group of guys that took a song that I did, I produced and I sang the song, and they shot a video of it and shoved it in my face. And when I wanted to talk about it, I was threatened. These guys are called Virus Squad. They're from Kumba. Yeah, there was a group called Virus Squad, and they came to the studio and they wanted me to produce some songs for their album. I produced the songs, and after I finished producing these songs, the plan was, okay, this is a group when we're going to shoot the video for these songs which I was producing. I did not just produce, I produced and sang the song and performed the song. And one morning I woke up and I saw a video of the song with different people singing my voices. And when I tried to talk, the producer threatened to beat me up. I was a small boy, and the producer was a bouncer. And he really threatened to beat me up. That is when I decided to start putting name tag on my work so that you can't go away with it. At least let the producer stay. And that was one of the low moments. But recently, I have never talked about it in any TV program or made it public. But it's been more than 2 years now. It's been 2 years and some months now that I've been dealing with a situation that could break anyone and would break. I mean, first of all, it started from 2020 when the COVID started. A lot of things were popping up. I had so many shows to do out of Cameroon. I had a Black is King tour we were supposed to do with Beyonce. That failed, and I came back and sat down and crossed my arms and was waiting for COVID to pass, and it took 2 years. And 2 years after, the project is not the project anymore. The world doesn't stand still. People move. We couldn't have it again. So that was already a big downside, to miss a Black is King tour worldwide for something that big. A lot of TV programs, like some of the biggest TV programs that you know of the world, where you've seen the biggest stars, and festivals left and right, and all of that failed. But as if that was not enough, during the COVID period, I went to the US with my manager that decided to run away and stay in the US. The problem was not him going. It was a good thing, because at a certain level, you discover that there's some people that you're working with that it's either they step up or they step aside, because they don't have the competence it takes the higher you go. They might have had it yesterday or the days before, but the higher you go, showbiz in the world changes levels. And we went to the US and he just disappeared. He wanted to go without me knowing that that was what he was planning, until he had settled and probably was planning to tell me one story about why he had to stay back. But it backfired, and I got to find out that that was the plan that he had had for a long time. I mean, you imagine going to the US Embassy and getting visas for you and your team and your management team to go out there. You go out there, you work, and then you come back, and you discover 2 months after that your manager was going out there to stay. And the moment he found out that I discovered what he was doing, he cut off from me. I didn't talk with him for 2 years. And so, like I said, it wasn't about the fact that he went away, but how. Because the moment he found out, I found out about what he was doing, he stopped talking to me. He like disappeared on me for 2 years. We had so many things we were doing, including even the Beyonce project, which we were doing. So many shows, so many contacts, which were my contacts that I had handed over to him to deal with. So many things I can't even name.
So in essence, he took things that had to do with money.
Like a lot of things, and just went silent for 2 whole years. Now, trust me, if I say that didn't affect me, it did. I'm just stronger than some of these things, because at the end of the day, I have always been my real manager at the first, before anybody. This was a guy that I started working with, that I took from completely different field of work of life, having nothing to do with showbiz, and taught showbiz from scratch. So I just told myself, between 2022 and now, which I'm still in the process of recouping everything that just disappeared. I'm telling you, it's like, just imagine you're working with your team, with your manager today, and then he decides that he wants to go and stay somewhere else, and the first move, the moment you find out about it, they cut you off completely. You probably have a program you had to shoot with an artist, you don't have access to that artist, he was the one handling it. I mean, like total blackout. Total blackout. So many people might not have seen it, might not have noticed it, might not even know what was happening. But I have been dealing with probably the worst thing an artist should ever deal with. Good thing is it made me learn. That is why the work I am doing right now is very special, because it's like me taking back my life, which I had. This was somebody we worked since 2015, from 2015 to 2022, and then boom, like this. Like, I don't just.
So till date, he has not contacted you anymore?
We have talked 2 times, and the first talk we had was in April this year. Since February 2022.
Did he apologize?
I don't need an apology. The move is clear. The intentions are pretty clear, and it took 2 years to get that. So I don't think there is a place for an apology. And the only talk we had was some of the things which I really needed to talk with him, and it took talking to his mother, to his family, to everybody that I could talk to. They had to even threaten him for him to come out. I think it's a shame. It's shame for him to face me. He couldn't face me the moment he found out that I found out about what he was doing, and he couldn't face me. Until date, it's almost impossible for him to face me. I mean, I'm moving on. I have moved on, but that was probably the hardest I have had in showbiz.
Oh.
Quietly, because nobody knew about it. I've never ever talked or posted, never ever talked about it. This is the first time that I'm mentioning this issue in public. But right now I have a new team, a better team, without Cameroonians, because I will not lie, I will say it straight. Loyalty in this country is the hardest thing. Loyalty and honesty is the hardest thing. The worst thing for an artist being in Cameroon is creating a professional team that is loyal and honest. That is the hardest thing. Right now, most of my team is out there. I have a team here. Most of my team is out there, but I move differently.
You definitely have to.
Yeah.
Well, we are glad. We are glad that you were able to overcome. You are still overcoming, like you say. It's
I
refreshing.
mean, you
to
didn't
know.
even notice,
I
right?
had no, absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Because on the contrary, I instead thought you were thriving.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't fall, because I am still the source of everything. I'm the producer, I'm the artist.
You're the talent.
Yeah, I'm the talent. I own most of my stuff, or almost everything that belongs to me. So if somebody steals, you can get it back. You know, you can't run away with somebody's work or somebody's money or stuff. We still have a lot of money, things going on. I'm talking of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Ooh.
That's how bad it is. But that is money, and money is one small part. I make money every day. I can still make money. I have my deals going on. I produce. I go for tours. I've been on tour. Last year I was on tour. This year I decided not to tour because I want to improve myself as a performing artist. And trust me, when I start when it starts again, it's going to be like never seen before in Cameroonian music or urban music space. Because right now the team is better, the team is solid, I'm wiser, and I think the down was to help me grow as a person, to be wiser and not just be naive and believe in people. And out of experience, if you're an artist, if you're a business person, if you want to do business in Cameroon with Cameroonians, be careful, because loyalty and honesty are probably the least available qualities to create a team, if you want to create a team in our space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for opening up with all these important details. I'm sure those watching from home are learning so much. Well, we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But before we get to the wrapping up stage, let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we give you a final part of our special interview. It's time for us to get into our Vox Pop package for the day. But today's Vox Pop is very, very special. Why? Because it's pretty much a zoom into who we have as our special guest on today's edition of the program. Yes, we are going to be taking our microphones down to the street. So Cameroonians to tell us their favorite Salatiel song and also what they think about the artist in general. And I'm betting you this particular segment today it's going to be really, really interesting. Don't you want to find out? Well, come with us.
Hello viewers, we are on the streets of Douala to find out how well Cameroonians know their artists. Our case study today is an award-winning songwriter, producer and singer, Salatiel. Come with me on this discovery. So let's meet our first speaker for today, Anne, who is about to tell us how well she knows Salatiel. Hello Anne.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. So do you know Salatiel?
Yes, I know Salatiel.
Okay, and can you sing any of his songs?
Yes. Should give you my hand, oh, toi et moi. C'est juste ça, parce que moi, je n'écoute pas trop Salatiel, mais je l'aime bien comme artiste. Bon, artiste camerounais, il est parfait. Moi, je l'aime bien parce qu'il représente la culture camerounaise, en fait.
Okay, so what do you like about him?
Ce que j'aime chez Salatiel, c'est que il représente le Cameroun et à part ça, il représente aussi l'Afrique tout entière. C'est tout.
All right, that was it for Anne, and let's meet our next speaker. So we are here with Janet. Let's hear what she has to say about Salatiel. Good evening, Janet.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So do you know Salatiel?
I know him very, very well.
So which of his songs do you know?
Anita, Baby Come Closer. Yeah.
Can you sing any refrain of any song?
Yeah. Anita. Take a easy, yo. Anita. Oh. One day you go cry, yo. Anita. Oh.
Thank you very much. So what is it that you like about Salatiel?
I just like his romantic songs, his way of dressing, his dancing steps. That's all.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Same to you.
Thank you. So that was it for Janet. Let's move on to our next speaker. So let's meet Ernestine, who is about to give us her own opinion on our artist of today. Hello, Ernestine.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, do you know Salatiel?
Yes, I know him on TikTok.
Okay, you know him on TikTok. So what is it that you like about him?
I like his music because he sings very well. That's all I like about him.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you also.
So that was it for Ernestine. Let's move to our next speaker.
Oh, no, 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 no. General.
And we are here with Alfred. Salut Alfred.
Salut, salut.
Comment vous allez?
Je vais bien,
Ok, vous connaissez l'artiste Salatiel.
effectivement.
Ok, vous connaissez une de ses chansons.
Comment on appelle ça? Anita.
Vous pouvez chanter même 2 lignes.
Non, je pense pas. Je vais pas m'en souvenir, mais j'aime bien tout ce qu'il fait, c'est tout.
Ok, qu'est-ce que tu l'aimes quoi chez lui?
Le personnage en question, j'aime sa musique, j'aime son professionnalisme. Voilà.
Grand merci. Bonne soirée.
D'accord, merci.
And that was it for Alfred. Let's meet our next speaker. So we are here with Celestine to know how well he knows Salatiel. Hello Celestine.
Bonsoir madame.
Comment vous allez?
Très bien, très bien.
Vous connaissez l'artiste Salatiel?
Oui, très bien.
Vous connaissez une de ses chansons?
Ouais, plusieurs.
Comme?
Anita, ça se passe ici avec les alphabets relais, plus de featuring quoi.
Tu peux lister une de ses featuring?
Ouais, featuring de, par exemple, Happy Birthday, nouvelle année, des birthday, des new day, des birthday avec son groupe choral Salatiel, Askia, Blaze B, Mystalio, ouais.
Et qu'est-ce que vous aimez sur lui?
Son rythme est mélodieux. Il fait très bien les mélodies. Et surtout que c'est lui qui arrange ses sons, c'est lui qui écrit ses sons, c'est super, c'est super.
Ça veut dire que tu es une top fan.
Ouais, je suis top fan.
So that is it for Celestine. We are moving to our next speaker. So our next speaker is Pa Moses. Good evening, Pa Moses.
Good evening, my dear.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very well. Uh,
So, do you know Salatiel?
yes, I know Salatiel by my kid who like to use his son for TikToks and amazing. And for occasion, they used to interpret the song by occasion.
Yeah, so, you don't really know any of his songs, or?
Except if they remind me about, I know that Salatiel, they used to say they want to dance Salatiel, to interpret Salatiel.
Okay, so what is it that you say you know him? So, what is it that you like about him?
I like the feeling, the look, because it's not extravagant. That look, I can accept my kid to imitate the look. Yes, well chef and very clean, not very simple and humble man. Yes.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you also.
All right, that was it for Pa Moses. Let's move to the next person. So our next person is Claudia. So let's meet her and hear what she has to say. Hello, Claudia. How are you doing?
Fine.
All right. So do you know Salatiel?
Yes, I know Salatiel. I heard about Salatiel. I'm seeing Salatiel in the television, so I've never seen him.
Okay. So do you know any of his songs?
Yes. I should sing it. Hey.
You can sing like 2 lines.
Wait. Anita, oh, de mauvais, oh, Anita, oh. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas dehors. Ici dehors, it's okay.
So what do you like about Salatiel?
It's music now. And it's an Anglophone, I think so. It's all.
So we have heard from Claudia, and of course this brings us to the end of today's edition. Dear viewers, thank you very much for watching and staying with us throughout this edition. I am Queenie France now, and behind the camera we have Elvis Che. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next edition.
Let's go.
All right. So, green flag, red flag with you. Statement number 1. Has a male bestie, green flag or red flag? Why?
Well, in relationship, it's hard to answer by yes or no. So green or red is very difficult. But I think there are so many red flags about a woman. I mean, as a man, I believe I should be the best friend of my woman. I should be the best friend of my woman. And if she has a guy that is a friend, it's okay. But I am supposed to be the bestie. It's my place to be the bestie.
Okay, earns more money than you, earns twice your salary. Green flag or red flag?
Well, I will put it like this, or
turn the
oh, like
colors.
this. Or white. I mean, I put a new color. I put the white. Why? Because shit happens. Life happens. And it could happen to everybody. And it doesn't choose when it happens. It could happen to you when you're in a relationship. And there could be moments when you are earning more. I mean, most of the times, we men are used to earning more. But I don't think it is a problem as much as respect exists between the two people. And there is a respect and love of our different roles. I'm not the guy that believes that a woman should be a man and a man should be a woman in a relationship. I'm not into that new world order thing. But I believe that life happens. It could happen. As a man, I wouldn't be comfortable in that position for forever. Unless that's it forever, but I would work the best I can, and if the best I can is half the salary of my woman and we still respect each other, it's okay.
Green flag, red flag. Wants to be in control in the bedroom.
Yeah. My God. Well, I put green. Why? Because it's not a problem for me. I mean, we are adults. I'm a family man. I can talk about sex. uh, Sex is really a very personal thing, and people have different sexual attitude. I know women that are I've seen women that are very humble, but that are very dominant in bed. Very quiet, but very dominant in bed. We've seen very dominant men that like to be dominated, probably only in bed. So, if you feel like you want to be dominant in bed, well, let's play the role. It's interesting.
Okay.
Let's hit it. I'm a dominant. I'm an alpha, but once in a while, I could let you do your thing. You know, it doesn't hurt.
Always ask for Momo. Always asking you, baby, Bobo me, urgent to.
No, no. My woman cannot be as cheap as 2,000 and 1,000 and 5,000. And
Maybe she's always asking for money. Huge sums.
get your ass out, and let's build a family. It's not my responsibility. I'm not your father. We are a couple. We're supposed to build things together. You know, it's like if we are in a relationship, for example, and I mean, it goes both ways, right? It's like I don't think the world is at the level of the traditional place where the man is supposed to supply everything and the woman is supposed to do everything there is in terms of housework. I think marriage or couple, being in a couple, it's something that you're supposed to share together. I change diapers. I cook sometimes. If my woman is not available to cook, I'll do the cooking. So if I expect a woman also to be able to work, you cannot be that cheap. Come on. You cannot be that cheap. I will not respect a woman that does that. That is a liability and not a woman, not a support. No.
And last question, eats more than you.
Well, there's no problem. I'm not a big eater, so I'm sure any woman would eat more than me.
Oh, sweet. Our last set of
Drinks more than you. Drink alcohol more than you. No.
You have to be on top of the drinking. Okay. Can we have fire questions and then we wrap up, please?
Yo, what's good? I go by the name of Salatiel Hyman General, and on Maloko we are doing fire questions. Fire on the mountain. Number 1, what word describes you and why? Melt. Describe myself in 1 word.
2 hours later.
Resilient.
Nice.
Resilient. And the reason why I put myself as a resilient person is, I mean, as an artist, I'm talking about my career and my life in general. I've seen things.
Okay.
I've come across so many hard things, and I think my totem animal is a honey badger. One of the most stubborn animals we have on earth, that doesn't fear not even a lion or an elephant. It's going to stick on your leg, and whatever, it's going to do what it wants. It's going to get it. You can't cage a honey badger. There's one of the animals that is a super adaptive animal, or an octopus for the sea. An animal that is able to adapt, that is able to fit in, that would even lose a limb and grow it back, because it has to survive and it has to thrive, not just survive but thrive. So if I would describe myself with 1 word, I would say resilient. I've been an independent artist from the start, an independent producer competing with the biggest labels, the Universals and every other big label. I think it takes a lot of resilience to be that kind of person. I'm not the person you expect that is going to kick their leg and fall, or that you're going to say shit about and it's going to get me cold. No, that is instead what motivates me. Don't mock me, because you're putting me, you're bringing out the beast. Yeah. Okay. Number 2. What is it about your art that makes it special? Guys, permit me for once to say this. I'm good. I'm good. There are very few people that scare me in my art. I'm good at what I do. And it doesn't end there. Every day I work, I learn, I grow. And it's not going to stop, because I believe that good artists, the more they grow, the more they value, the more. It's not like every time it's supposed to be up, 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 but trust me, music, I'm good. No, try me. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm that good. Number 3. Name a hit song from the past and give us a quick a cappella of the song. I don't get it. Hit song from the past. Is it my song or old school?
It could be your song.
Or any song.
Anyone.
Oh my God, the list is a long list. The list is a long list. If I have to do one song, if I have to give one song. One of my favorite songs of all times is Fami Kikuta from Defao. That's one of my favorite songs. Now I have to sing the song. Am I supposed to give an a cappella of the song?
Yeah. So if that one is hard, just give another one. Give another one that you remember.
No, but Fami Kikuta and Mario, those are two of my favorite songs of all times. Lelo vakambo loli vakambo aleni. I don't speak Lingala. I don't want my Congolese fans to get mad at me, so I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, guys. Hey, Congo. But that is one of my favorite songs. There are so many songs. It's hard to ask a person like me to give one song. Question number 4. What are the 5 songs you listen to most at the moment? Oh my God. Are you sure? Are you sure if I say it, you guys are going to? If it,
We'll look for it.
It's very far, man. It's so far that if I start talking about it, people are going to think I'm a madman. But that's my work process. Anyway, one of the songs that I listen, one of the albums that I listen a lot lately is a blues album from one of the greatest blues legends, John Lee Hooker. And I have 2 songs that I like from this album. My Story. One of the songs is I Need Money. I need some money right now. I need some money so bad. I need some money. Oh yeah. It's some really, really old music. An album that was produced in 1960. That's how far I listen to music. Another song from John Lee Hooker I'm listening to is I'm Gonna Use My Rod. I'm Gonna Use My Rod by John Lee Hooker. Lately... Hey guys, when I say rod, you guys are thinking about rod. It's not rod, it's rod. Rod, gun, rod, not rod. Another song that I've been listening to, one of my favorite reggae hits of all times is Jah Cure, Unconditional. You never see it coming, and the next thing you know, unconditional love. That's one of the songs I'm listening to. I mean, we're talking about lately. And I've been listening to a lot of Sanfan Toma recently. Yeah, because I plan to do some work. I mean, you guys remember what I did with Petit Pays on Pelé, legendary stuff. And I've been listening to a lot of Sanfan Toma. I don't know, the Africa TP collection and all the San Fantoma hits. That's one of the artists I've been listening to a lot lately. And another artist I've been listening to, probably the last one, is Tim and 40. For those that don't know Tim and 40, that's why I said if I start talking, it will be like I'm talking Arabic. I don't know. Tim and 40 are a group, a Cameroonian group of Anglophones. Just so you know, they were the first Anglophones to make it big in mainstream Cameroonian music between the 60s and the 80s. Tim and 40. I'm sure you know this song. I
have no idea, but it's okay.
Now, like really legendary thing. And one other name that I'm going to call that I cannot even explain, I cannot sing any song, but I've been listening a lot to his music, is an Ethiopian artist from the 60s during the time of Haile Selassie called Tilahun Genesis something. It's so complicated, the name. But I am a fan of music from Africa from different countries that during the best of the time, like the golden era, as you would call it, especially the golden political and cultural era of every country. I like to go back and look at what was that thing that made these people great. They easily had their Grammys and stuff. Manu Dibango, all the music from 60s, 70s, 80s, and that is where I dig. That is where I dig, and I'm happy that I even have this knowledge. Okay, number 5. If you're stuck on an island with your mother, wife, husband, and child, and you can only save one person, who would it be? I would save my child.
Why do you whisper the answer? Somebody whisper the answer. Okay. Right on.
I don't need anybody to whisper me answer for this one. No. I would save a child. Why? Because I think my mother has lived a long life. I love her probably the most because I come from her, but my child also comes from me. And they have a longer life. They have a brighter future. If I have to choose between myself and my child, if one person has to go, I have lived a longer life than they have lived, and I would want to give them the chance to live longer. You know, I would go for my child. The wife is important. Ladies, don't kill me. The wife is important. If child was not there, I would have taken you. But well, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to do?
2,000 years later.
Well, saying no to money when it's not coming with respect and when it's not right is a hard thing to do. I think the hardest thing that I have done is to me, one of the hardest things in my life is always when I have to start over again. It happened once during the Anglophone crisis when I had to live my whole life and start over again, not just for myself, but I moved from Boya to Douala with a team of 15 people. It's not easy. It's like being born again. And every time I have had to do that again, to start over again, it's very hard, but it's refreshing. If you want a tree to grow better, sometimes you need to cut the branches, and then you get a better tree. Have you ever broken someone's heart or had your heart broken? What happened? Are you sure you want me to talk about that story?
Tell us. We are very ready. Both, eh?
Well, a broken heart. I regret it, but
what happened?
I mean, you know, sometimes you get in a relationship with somebody hoping to have a good relationship with that person. But then when you get very close, you discover that is not the person that you need. And sometimes you are ready to break up, or you want to leave the relationship, but the person is not ready to leave the relationship. But as a serious person, if you're a serious man, the best way for me that I think I go about it is tell you straight and move out, like really move out.
Did she cry?
I've had some women cry for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a heartbreaker.
Come on, I'm an artist. What do you expect?
Ay,
Do you know
God,
how many
I
girls?
beg.
Do you know how many girls are crushing out there? I cannot date all these women, so I'm sure I'm breaking hearts every day, every minute.
Bad.
So whether I like it or not, I break hearts. Most of the times, whether I like it or not, I break hearts. My heart, has it been broken? Of course, yes. My heart has been broken twice. You remember my Anita song?
Hey!
That was one of my heartbreak episodes. And I have a second heartbreak. I'm not going to talk about that one. If I talk about that one, so it's not just Cameroon. Cameroon and some other countries are going to catch fire. I will not talk about it.
So it was a foreign heartbreak.
I will not say anything more. Okay. Number 8. If you were a song, what would the title be? Oh my God. Uh,
2 hours later.
Unstoppable.
Nice.
Yeah. Unstoppable. Trust me. Don't mind the quiet person that you see. I'm probably mentally, I'm strong. Like very, very, very strong. That's why I don't share my problems, because I believe I'm strong enough to handle them with the people that matter. But you can't stop me. You can't. You can't. I don't always show everything that I can do at every time. It's always pieces of me. So unstoppable, unpredictable. You cannot. That would be the title of the song. Unstoppable, unpredictable. Yeah. Number 9. What, according to you, is the perfect age to enjoy life? Life is to be enjoyed at every age. I think every period, every age has something about it that you need to enjoy. And life is one way forward. So if you miss it today, you're not going to have it tomorrow. Even if you have it tomorrow, it's not going to be the same. The fun you could have while in college, you can't have them today. The fun you could have while in university, you can't have them today. So every moment of life is supposed to be special, and it's supposed to be lived, and it's supposed to be enjoyed from when you're born to when you die. Number 10. Okay. What's your favorite pickup line? The funniest pickup line ever used on you? Okay. The funniest pickup line ever used on me. Oh my God, there are so many.
Wonderful.
I'm an artist, oh, don't mind. I'm out there like that, a public figure, and the artist say the first thing love song them. So I don't hear all kind brain in there. I don't hear calm but kind brain in there. But I think one of the most the funniest I had was one lady that had been trying to get to me for so long. And as I am, I'm not going to give you any signs. I'm not going to look at you sexually if there's not going to be anything, no matter how much you crush. And one day, this lady met me somewhere, and right in the middle of the road, she held me by my trouser, by my belt, and said, I put it exactly how she said it, because that's what's very funny. It's like, Salas, you did take the waist, you did run me now. Like, what was so funny about the pickup line is it wasn't like I like you or I'm feeling you. It has everything to do with my ways, my bro. What's up with my ways? Like, what's up with my ways? Like, I cannot be taking my ways and be running away. So I just imagine my ways running away and the lady is following my way. That was one of the funniest. That was one of the funniest lines that I ever got from a ride. I think we're done with fire questions, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Okay, guys, welcome my local team to Alpha Beta Records. And if you're in Alpha Beta Records right now, there's something you cannot miss. This is a family man space. And for the Maloko team, I got a few family man things. Faith, I don't know about you. Do you have a child?
Yes.
You have a child.
Yes.
So you're a family man.
Yes.
And if you don't need to have a child to be a family man. Like I said, anybody you take care of, if you're somebody, you wake up in the morning and you think about somebody living a better life. That's why you go out there to work, to make sure that the people around you live better. You're a family man, and I think you deserve this.
Oh, thank you.
This is for you. This is for the rest of the team.
Oh.
So you're going to choose who you're going to give worth to.
Oh, I can just keep it too. Nobody will do anything to me. So.
And yeah, that is just to represent. And we also have right here the album.
Wow.
Family Man album. This CD just came in yesterday. It came in late from Europe.
So
and it's not a CD. Prank. It's not a CD. It's a USB flash key with the album. And this is for you. There is for you
so
and for the
much.
rest of the team.
Thank
and
you.
for your child,
Yes.
I'm going to offer, permit me to be the first to offer books for this year's schooling. We have books. Let's bring back the values of the family. It's a family man thing. That is for the little one.
Thank you so much.
And thank you
so
my
much.
local team, for coming to Alpha Beta Records.
We had a great time.
It was a beautiful time.
And we hope to come again because it was really cool.
Oh yeah, next time you come, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a barbecue. We're gonna have a lot of food. We were not ready for this. Next time I'm inviting Maloko, it's going to be for a chill.
Yes. That's what's up. And it's a wrap, guys. It's been a wonderful time here at Alpha Beta Records. Honestly speaking, we learned so much. It was in-depth walking. At some point, it felt like I was walking in your shoes, hearing all these stories, laughing, feeling some of the energy you felt during the times that you, in fact, went through hell. But we are glad that you're here, thriving, and I'm sure Cameroonians are smiling, watching us right about now. Until next time, it is hugs and kisses from myself and the entire team. Bye-bye. Wave the camera. Yay. Okay.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Okay. Thanks,
that was
guys.
awesome. Thank you so much. I want for up. What the right they say? Say project.
Projects, okay. Yes, mommy. No worry.
That one.
Project, the open.
Show me.
I'll show you it. You want to hear now which instrument, guitar or?
Hey, when do you want me to say now? You want to?
That's the project now. These are the elements that make up the music.
But there's so many, you don't get confused.
This is not even many. This is small. This is small.
So how long does it take you to work on a project like this?
It's indefinite, I'm telling you. It's indefinite.
So if you work on it, they say they find it after I got cancelled and start afresh.
Yeah, the oldest song on my album, I have a song on my album, the song I did with Loco. I wrote in 2005. I produced the first version in 2012. I recorded Loco in 2016 and it dropped this year. So, I don't know how. But this is not the final music. This is I'm preparing for the live shows. Okay. So yeah. Are we done?
Actually, music for my way no get sense.
We good.
I think we're good. Yeah.